Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Blue Normal Nuzlocke. Now, last episode I think I said I would like it if we could get Nidoran to learn Double Kick, but I looked that up and she doesn't learn it until level 49, so that's not gonna happen. So today might end up just being a bit of a grinding episode, but I still want to try and make this interesting for you. I pulled up some questions online, which I may have to keep turning back to, but basically, I think I'm just gonna try grind, see if I can get Ember, and that might help us with the gym. And I'll keep talking to you guys in the meantime. So let us know how you are, how your week's been, and I hope you enjoy the episode. We're starting off with the Metapod, so that's good. Hamilton can take this. And I think he learned Ember at level 9, so if he can go up right now, then we'll be able to just breeze through the rest of this forest, make our way to Pewter City, and then we've got an easier way to get back to where a Pokemon Center is and all of that without having to travel all the way back through the forest, so that'll be good. But I got some questions here just so I can keep talking to you. So they're just like random internet questions. The first one says, if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say? And if I'm being honest, I'm not very good at thinking on my feet, so probably I would say something stupid that I regret. But if I was gonna like plan this out, I don't know, like maybe there we go, Ember. Maybe I'd just tell some like 30-second long immaculate joke, and then just before I get to the punchline, the 30 seconds is up, and then nobody ever knows what the punchline is for the joke. And that would be that would be the most evil thing that I can think of. It's not that evil, but it does it for me, so here we go, we're about to get to this trainer up here. I don't know how long we're going to grind for. It might end up being the whole episode. I hope it's not the whole episode. Like, I want Hamilton to get to some sort of decent level where I feel like if he could take a hit from Brock, then he'd still survive. So that's what I want to get to the point of being. Please don't. There we go. I was like, please do not poison sting me. That wouldn't have been very fun at all. But we never caught any. No, we didn't, because we made the Pokemon faint, so we forfeited our Nuzlocke Pokemon for this route. But let's keep on going, some back and forth, back and forth. Let me scroll down to the next question here. Sorry guys, making this a bit wobbly for you. Alright, back on track. If you had to work but didn't need the money, what would you choose to do? I think I'd do some like... Hang on, let me recenter this camera. I think I would do some like outdoor tourism hiking thing, like, because I like doing hikes and stuff, and it would be a way to keep fit, and I don't know, I think I just really enjoy it. Like, over here, like down in like, New South Wales and stuff, you've got the Blue Mountains, and you can take people on tours through there, or some kind of rainforest place, something like, that'd just be, I reckon that'd be cool. Like, I'd do that as a job. I would write stories. I would just write and think up things, and people, when, like, I was a kid, like, everyone would used to say, oh, I want to be, like, a video game tester, and I'm like, now that I'm older, like, I realise, kind of what professional gamers do, and I don't like that. I like being able to play the game not professionally, so I don't think I'd do that, and I feel like mentioning that because that's, like, an obvious one, but, I don't think I'd go for it. I just don't. I would do something outdoors, something that I could keep fit, and, something where I could just spend some time, like, in serenity, I suppose. So that's what I would do. Let's run into another Pokemon here. Do some grinding. Come on, grinding. Run into another Weedle, Kakuna. Maybe a Metapod. I don't know if we even run into Metapods here. It's taking us a while. This is like when we first entered the forest back in the last episode, where we were just walking around for ages until we ran into our first Pokemon, and then we knocked it out. We didn't even catch it anyways. Let's try this side. Maybe that's the unlucky side. There we go. superstition. What is in your fridge right now? Not much, to be honest. I mean, I've got some chocolate and some butter, and I'm a big meat eater, so there's lots of meat that I've cooked up and put in the freezer. But aside from that, I mean, the fridge is relatively empty, for my stuff at least. I mean, the people I'm living with have their stuff, but I really don't have much in the fridge at all. I mostly just cook up my meat and eat everything else out of the cupboard and stuff, so that's, yeah. Not very interesting for that one, but that's the truth. Good on you, Hamilton. If you were home on a rainy Sunday afternoon, what movie would you most want to see on television? You know, on a rainy Sunday afternoon? I don't know. Something kind of like soft but kind of light-hearted, I suppose, like, I don't know, like, call it cheesy, but probably like one of the Pride and Prejudice films. Like, it's a little bit of comedy, but a bit of romance, and it's like, it's not too serious, it's just normal, everyday life. You know, it's, like, I guess, like, on a rainy Sunday afternoon, you can watch, like, a horror movie or something, like, watch some Supernatural or something, like, because, you know, I mean, it's not like it's late at night, but, I'd feel I'd probably just watch something easy. Watch something not so intense, and, you know, something I could just chill out with. Let's scroll down some more. See what more of these questions say. Where do you not mind waiting? To be honest, I have, like, the biggest, like, capacity for boredom out of anyone I know. Like, I can just sit there for ages doing nothing and it will not bother me in the slightest. So, like, I could literally just, like, wait anywhere. I don't like, standing up and having to wait because that's uncomfortable, but, like, if I'm just, like, sitting in a chair, like, waiting to get my car serviced or, like, anything like that, like, it literally just does not bother me. Like, so as long as I'm comfortable, I can just wait for eternity. So, there isn't really any one place. Anywhere where I don't have to stand or be uncomfortable. When I start getting physically uncomfortable, that's when I start getting, like, agitated, like, but yeah, like, if the seat's too hard or whatever, like, then I start to, like, go, okay, like, I just want to get out of here now, but, yeah. If you could close one fast food chain due to disgusting food, what would you pick? That's tough, because I don't think I've had fast food that was particularly disgusting to me. I don't know, hey, like, fast food chain, so it can't be, like, a small, like, I don't think there's any. I think, you know what, if anything, like, I used to really love a Porto, and, I would just go there, like, whenever I was, because there's only one place near me that has an Porto, and I don't go to that place very often, so whenever I was there, I would get a Porto, because it was the only place, and I really did enjoy it, and they had a really good menu, and then they just, like, changed their whole menu, and now, I don't know, it's not that it's bad, it's just not special anymore, it's just not very good, and so I don't want it anymore, and, so I wouldn't exactly close it, but I would, like, bring it back the way that it used to be, you know, and I think a lot of people probably feel like that about something, but, yeah, I can't say that I would ever just close something, because I'd feel bad about it, like, I'd feel bad about the people who would lose their jobs and stuff. I mean, it's kind of a harsh thing to do just because you don't like the food, so, like, I would just change the Porto menu back to how it was. And, my nose is itchy, once more. We go through this every video. If you could disinvent one thing, what would it be? Let me refocus the screen here. That's a tough one. What would I disinvent? What do I find useless and annoying? I'm sure there's something, but I just can't think of it. Like, Yeah, I don't know. Probably something that doesn't serve a purpose and just... Oh, you know what I would disinvent? I would disinvent, like, mini purchases in apps. Because I hate them, like, trying to get you to buy things in the middle of a game, and it's all, like, free to download the app, but you have to pay to do anything of real value. I would totally disinvent that concept. And the capacity. I would make it illegal for apps to do that. Full stop. And, because, I mean, once you've paid for, like, stuff in the app, like, it gets to a point, like, where people have said that they've paid for more in the app than what they would actually spend on getting a game. And I would rather just get the game from the store. And speaking of this, I would disinvent Steam. And I know people are going to get angry at me for that, but the amount of problems that I have had with Steam, like, just with games and downloading and stuff like that, and just... It was just so much easier back in the good old days where you bought the game from the store, you chucked the CD in your computer, you installed it, boom, you could play it. But now you have to, like, download the thing too, and if your internet's no good, then it can take, like, an entire day to download a game. And, thankfully my internet's better than that now, but gosh, it was a hassle. And then things will get, like, corrupted and undownloaded on you for, like, no reason, and it's like, like, you just turn on your computer one day, try to play the game, and you have to re-download the entire thing, and I'm just like, like, why do I have to go through all this rubbish when I could just have the game on the disc installed in the computer without having to, you know, try and connect to the internet, connect to the Steam servers, like, any of this stuff. Like, I just want to play the game, and, that's my rant when it comes to Steam and games. That's what I would disinvent. If you could be a member of any TV sitcom family, which would it be? You know what? I don't watch TV that much, so I don't even know. I don't know. Like, let me just think about it. I don't even think I watch anything that, like, I think, yeah, I would want to be part of that family. None of them? None of them. That's my final answer. None of them. We're gonna try the lucky side of this. Here we go. What would be the best thing about not having a sense of smell? I think the obvious, like... Although where I live, we're prone to, like, bushfires and stuff like that, so... sometimes, like, it doesn't bother you until you step outside, but if you, like... Sometimes even if you close all the windows, and the smoke can sometimes be so bad that it'll just seep into the house anyways. So, like, not having that, and, I don't know. Yeah, just not having bad smells. I think that's a hard, like, who would answer anything differently? Like, that pretty much is the function of a sense of smell, like, is smelling things, and the only bad thing would be that you... I mean, the only good thing that would be that you don't smell bad things that you don't like. I suppose you could make a case for you won't smell good food and crave it, but, you know, you probably won't taste good food anymore either, so that'd probably be quite depressing and, you know, so double-edged sword with that one. I think Hamilton's going to evolve soon. I think if he evolves at level 14, we might just go and take on that gym. And see what happens, but refocus this camera and see if we can run into another Pokemon. There we go. Would you leave your hometown forever or stay in your hometown forever? If I, like, leave, can I come back and visit people? Like, if I could never ever come back to visit, then I would stay forever, but if I could come back to visit, then I would leave forever. Because I want to live in the countryside one day. And I don't like living, you know, in this sort of suburban area where I can just hear people all the time. And I feel like there's no sort of sense of space to yourself. So, if I had that option, then yeah, I would just go. Go like a Weedle. And a Hamilton. And set fire to these bug types. When scrolling through social media, do you prefer posts from celebrities or from your best friends? Best friends, hand down. Like, I don't care what the celebrities are getting up to. I want to know what my friends are doing. And that's what annoys me so much about Facebook. Like, you think about 2008 when I got my first Facebook profile. All you ever saw was your friend's stuff, and it was brilliant. You could click, like, show me the most recent, and it would actually show you the most recent. And, nowadays, you're getting flooded with advertisements and stuff like that, and it gets on my nerves because it's like I didn't sign up to social media so that I could look at celebrities. You get that on advertisements, you get that when you listen to the radio, when you watch a movie, when you go out shopping and you're driving along, you see billboards, whatever. Like, social media is meant to be social, it's meant to be for your friends or for your family, and I just want that, I just want social media to be social again. And, yeah, so that's what I would rather see. We might try and give this gym a shot anyways, now that we're sort of... Hamilton's gotten up there to level 14, and if I can keep, like, beating Pokemon and stuff, then hopefully he's gonna just keep getting stronger, and he might even get to level 16 before we get to Brock, which would be good, because if we can have a Charmeleon by the time we get to Brock, then I think we stand a good chance of defeating this gym, regardless of the fact that it's fire against rock type. So we'll pick us up some potions, and we might get some balls as well. I think we spent 3, so I'll pick up 3 and grab potions. Oh, we can't get that many potions. Maybe we shouldn't have got all those Pokeballs. Alright. We can always sell back Pokeballs if we have to. We're going to reach a point in the game where, like, money's not going to matter. I mean, if we remember that from the last Nuzlocke. Yeah, so it won't be too much of a problem. Alright, let's go. Let's face our first trainer. Oh, it's only him, that's right. I thought there were 2 in this gym for some reason, but it's just the one. Yeah, so after we beat him, we might actually go back and grind, because I kind of do want to have a Charmeleon before trying to take on Brock. It's a really good thing that at this point Diglett only knows normal type moves, I think, so we're not going to be worrying about that too much. But he does crit a lot. Seriously. Sandshrew. Alright, we've got this. For some reason I thought Charmander's evolved at level 14. I mean, I know that happens with Cyndaquil, so maybe that's where I was getting confused. But I thought that it happened to Charmander too, like, because I thought originally, like, my very first thought on this was every single starter evolves at level 16. Well, that's not the case. Some evolve at level 14, some evolve at level 18. But figuring out which is which is... I think generally when they decide to deviate, it's the grass types that evolve at level 18 and the fire types that evolve at level 14, and the water types I think will just evolve at level 16. I could be wrong, but I think that's the general trend. Oops. And to go with Ember, not Scratch. It's a one hit anyways. We want to try and get Hamilton to be at level 16. So, I am going to finish up the episode soon. So I think at the point that we've... You know what? I think we'll just wait until we, we'll get Hamilton to evolve, and then we'll finish things up. And then when we come back, on the next episode, we'll be taking on Brock. So... I think we might have time for one more question. Is there an app that you hate but use anyways? Probably Instagram. I'm not really heaps into Instagram. I have it and I use it, but I'm not really fussed about it, to be honest. I remember when Facebook first split from being one app to two, like Facebook and Facebook Messenger, and like everybody hated that, and I think still, like, the concept is still like stupid, I reckon, but you know, so that was a thing. But I don't have either of those as an app on my phone anymore, so I can't really claim that. So yeah, probably Instagram. I think about just getting rid of it, actually, because like, it's more of an obligation these days to check your social media. Like, you don't actually want to do it. You do because people expect you to. And, I mean, I think I have to keep Facebook just because people contact me and stuff, and that's kind of my only way of being in contact with some people. But, like, if I didn't have that, and if I didn't want to, like, promote my blog page and stuff like that, I probably just wouldn't have it. I'd probably just, like, use people's numbers to stay in touch, and I'd forget about social media. It's not because of what it was, but because of what it's turned into. And I think that goes back to what we were saying before. Like, back in, like, 2008, when I first joined up, it was really just social media. It was about your friends. But now it's about advertisements and everything else, and, like, showing off, and it's just... You're constantly having all this information shoved down your throat that it's just like you're overloaded, and, you know, you just want to switch off. But I mean, yeah, it's just warped into something ridiculous. They should make a Black Mirror episode on it. That'd be pretty cool. If you could speak one word today, what would you say? I'm having a pretty easy day, except for this recording. I mean, that would make things weird. Probably just be easier not to say anything, wouldn't it? I think that I would always want to remain polite, and so I would say thanks. Because even if you can't say anything else, you say thank you, and generally people will understand what you mean. What is the stupidest thing you've done on your own free will? Okay, so when I was like a little kid, we had this librarian, and she took us for after school care, right? And she was pretty overweight, and that's just telling it how it is. And she's reading us a story this one afternoon. She's swinging on her chair, and it's one of those things where it's got like both bars on the ground kind of thing, and so she's swinging it back, and I thought, I really wonder what's gonna happen if I like put my finger under where she's rocking where her chair is. And so I did it, and she rocked the chair straight onto my finger, all of her weight, and I had this bruise under my fingernail for weeks, and I'm surprised it didn't actually break anything, to be honest, but that was probably the stupidest thing that I've ever done. You know, you can't blame the curiosity of, I don't know, I must have been like 5 or 6 years old or something, but it was still pretty dumb. And I just decided I'm gonna do it, and I knew it would hurt, but I did it anyways, and I didn't do it a second time. Oh, this is taking forever. Okay, I'm hoping this is gonna be our last Pokemon that we have to get Hamilton to evolve. I keep pressing the wrong thing. Like, growling at it's gonna matter. If you could look up one person in a mental institution, who would it be? Probably somebody who really needed it. I feel like that's meant to be directed like you're supposed to insult somebody, but like seriously, like why would you just do that because you didn't like what somebody says or because they have unorthodox opinions or whatever? Like, you should do it to somebody who's actually mentally ill and needs the help. Like, that's the most beneficial thing that you could do. So that's my answer for that. Someone who genuinely needed it and perhaps couldn't afford it. I mean, over where I live, I mean, everything's pretty covered, but I know there are some places where people aren't so lucky. So somebody who needed the care and can't afford it. That's what I would do. Come on, Hamilton. You can do it. Don't make this episode too long. What part of your body could use a little lotion? On my right hand, between my middle finger and my index finger, I have like this patch of dry skin that I can't seem to get rid of, so that could use a little lotion. I don't know why that particular joint, like none of the other like spaces in between my fingers have the issue. It's just on my right hand, in between those two fingers. And I am prone to a bit of dry skin, particularly in the winter, but I mean, it wasn't too bad this year. Like, everything remained pretty relatively moisturized and, you know, all of that. But for some reason, just that little patch of skin didn't seem to take like the rest of it. So what part of the human face is your favorite? Now, you have to go with people's eyes, right? Because I mean, they're kind of all unique and they're pretty. Like, they're not like anything else on the human body. I mean, they're colourful and they're different and texture. Oh yeah, we're gonna evolve now. Alright, good on you, Hamilton. Hamilton is evolving. Bit of a longer episode today, but I didn't want to leave you like with 2 grinding episodes, so yeah. Alright. Well guys, thanks for watching, thank you for listening to my ramblings, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.